Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. Let's make some homemade bourbon cream. This is my grandma's recipe, who is actually, it's like the more homemade Baileys, but we like bourbon, so I use bourbon. So this will fit into a mason jar also. Need your blender. First thing we're adding is a can of condensed milk into the blender, and again, nothing special that you can buy off brand. I just happen to have the Eagle brand, and her recipe actually says Eagle brand. I don't know, and I don't know how old this recipe is, but it's yumminess. So not calorie friendly, but if you like bourbon cream or Baileys, this is, you won't regret it. Next thing we have is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Just put it in the blender. So we have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Then we got a teaspoon of vanilla. Almost at a half. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And a half a teaspoon of almond extract. Next thing, she says 2 teaspoons of coffee or instant coffee. I had leftover coffee, so I'm just going to use that. Instead of doing 2 teaspoons, I like a heavier coffee flavor, so I just do a 1 tablespoon. And then 2 teaspoons of chocolate syrup. You know, measuring is fun, so we're just, it depends. How much chocolate do you like and how much coffee flavor do you like? Or do you like a good balance? I prefer a little bit more coffee, but that's just me. Next thing I have is 4 eggs, 4 whole eggs. Gonna go in here. Remember, we're adding alcohol. The eggs will be fine. You're not gonna die. You ate all that raw cookie dough, so nobody's gonna die from eggs. And then typically it calls for Jameson. And here's the thing, on the recipe it says 3/4 of a cup, but then it's kind of got a small 1 in front of it. So is it 1 3/4? Is it 3/4? Or just, hey, add this? So because we're doing bourbon, I'm using a McKenna Bottled and Bond, 10 years. So I like Bottled and Bond anyway. So we're gonna start out with a cup. So and then, like magic, we're gonna put our lid on. We're gonna blend it. The other great thing about this recipe is you get to try it as you make it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more bourbon. You guys know how cooking works. A splash of this and a splash of that. Blend it again. And then mason jar and full mason jar, and I have enough left to have me a glass. Throw it in the fridge, and it's beautiful. I hope you enjoy this. Again, you can make it whiskey or bourbon. Use the chocolate and coffee to your satisfaction. But hands down, I promise you, you make this, you'll never buy Baileys again.